Shy?
Not bad. Not bad. How are you doing?
I'm good. Got a little bit of a cold. Been fighting it off.
Right?
I actually had to cancel a couple spots yesterday and today. Wanted to be I feel like not enough comics are considerate of other comics. Um, you know,
That is a rare Gastor understatement. Um,
I don't know. Like I'm all about like doing the work, but like I feel like a jerk if like I'm out there just for this like particular set tonight. I'm gonna risk all of you catching this cold. It just feels incredibly selfish. Uh, so yeah, I make it a point. Like if I know I'm under the weather and it's especially if it's visible, just stay home.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's true for comedy. That's true for work in general. You know, it's just beat into our heads that I mean, a cold, anyone can get a cold and they can make it through. So if you have it, you might as well come in with it because that means we're all going to get it eventually. And it feels like, I don't know, couldn't I just like stay home and one, get better myself, and two, perhaps not make it so that everyone will get it eventually?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure they will, but why does eventually have to be this week? Couldn't it be? Could it be by, in the next 4 months, maybe they'll catch whatever cold, but why does it have to be, like, days after I come in?
yeah, that's not right. I don't know, man.
No.
I'm not a fan of it. Especially just being frank. Like I know that the way I perform on stage, it's like
Mhm.
everyone's gonna get COVID. Like whatever I got, you getting it. Cause
Right.
I don't yell much, but I because of that, I purposefully put the mic literally on my chin.
Oh, yeah, no,
So
you're
like,
the worst, you're the worst.
yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sorry, but like you're gonna get sick if I'm sick. But in turn, I feel like that's the balance. I gotta be responsible. I'm like, oh, if I am sick, I gotta stay home.
Yeah, sure.
So I send out the messages and like is like I feel like comics judge it. They're like, yo, like you all right? You good? And I'm like, yeah. I'm trying to make sure you don't get sick. Like I don't know, like
Yeah.
there's like they're like surprised that like that's my reason. Like it's a real reason.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know if that's just from American work culture or, whatever we feel like, quote, "the hustle," end quote, is.
Yeah,
Which is so ridiculous, but, yeah, no one and also people believe that they're not gonna be the one to get sick, that
right.
everybody's out here just fucking Neo from the Matrix dodging everybody's spittle and germs, and you're not, you
Nah,
know?
B.
So, uh, but, I mean, there's something colds have made a comeback. I know we haven't heard from the common cold in a couple of years, but trust me, it's out there and it's like, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to claim what's mine again,
In the
you
cut.
know? It's also been fighting COVID, but in more of a like Game of Thrones territorial way than not exactly in a oh no, I may be sick, but in like a yo, this is all my land. How dare you come through here and lay waste to it? This is mine, just trying to get the truth together or whatever. But
Oh yeah.
you
I'm
know,
rooting for the cold, man.
yeah, yeah. Let's take it back to the cold.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I appreciate that work. All that's to say too, like for those of you that watch the video, if you see me randomly putting something up my nose, it's the Vicks Vapor Rub inhaler. I'm not like doing drugs or something. I don't want people like,
Do
yo, Gaston
they
lost it.
do they sell illegal drugs to be administered through an inhaler?
I have no idea. I'm not in
Oh,
the drug streets, admittedly, to know. So I just wanted to like, be ahead of the speculation,
okay.
But
Well,
yeah.
then I guess full disclosure, if I suddenly just sneeze a lot, that's allergies. And it is. It's allergies. I already hit myself up with the Flonase, but
Okay.
is the change in weather. So it's not a cold. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
feel sick. but, just suddenly my nose will, run or it'll stop. You know what I mean? It'll
Right,
do
right.
something, and then there's just a lot of sneezing. And then when I do blow my nose, it's, it's just nothing really. And so and trust me, I know there are people out there right now who's like, I don't know, sounds like COVID to me. They say look here, man. Y'all don't see the crate of tests that I have that I work out of and replenish constantly. Um,
I don't think
because
Shalewa can wear more masks. If you seen
yeah,
her
I
outside,
mean, like
sincerely.
I have so many different types of masks and just bought 2 more different types because they were in darker colors because, we're approaching cold weather. Um, so yeah, like, it's I went someplace this week, to a show to watch a friend of mine perform, and there were a lot of other comics there. As one of those hip shows where all the comics are cool and they're there and they're there to be seen and I maybe network. I don't know. Everyone felt too cool to talk to, but another comic came up to me and was just like, "Yo, are you booked? Are you on set? Are you on set?" And they were so excited for me. And I was just like, "Am I on set?" And I was like, "Oh, no." And he's like, "Oh, it's just whenever I see someone out, like, out with a mask on, I just assume that they're shooting something." And I'm like, "God damn. Is that the only time?" Comedians, is that the only time we putting a mask on is when we're like, "Well, I have to for my job?" Like, yikes. He was like, "Oh, so you're just being careful." I was like, "Yes."
I mean, if you won't be weird like that,
Yeah, but then I also wanted to be like, I mean, I've got things. I'm going out of town and I gotta do a thing this week and I need to be able to, but it's also like, no, you're not on set. You're not shooting something that they will be able to see, which
Yeah, I
is the
love that
only reason
that would be a cool way to, like, start a buzz. You've been seeing
yeah.
Shalewa, she's constantly in mass, B, she must be
Yo,
shooting daily.
she's I know. I'm like, "Oh, wow." I was just like, "Oh, I didn't know that's what we were doing," but I look around and I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess no one else here has a mask on." So I must be shooting my own personal TV show.
I love that you you were making people jealous for the last few months.
I know. Nope, sorry. I'm just the old lady at the club who ain't trying to catch COVID for a second time or to accidentally walk upon a stroke or nothing like that. That's all I am.
That's
That's
it.
who I am.
You, like, kinda related to the sickness stuff, I've started getting really sad when I get a cold, because, whenever I get a cold or, like, a flu, anytime I get, like, generally sick, you're supposed to have, like, warm foods, like chicken soup and stuff like that.
Right.
My mom makes me an asopado, which
Okay.
is, it's, Dominican gumbo, basically.
Alright. Okay.
So it's like chicken with rice and like in a soup kind of thing.
Mhm.
Um, delicious food, but I specifically associate it with I'm sick. My mom makes this for me to get better because I can eat it.
Right.
So to this day, even when like now when I get sick, I text mom, "Hey, can you make me one?" And she
Mhm.
instantly knows I'm sick.
Mhm.
And it's like a whole thing. My dad goes to like one of those like chicken butcher shop things and gets me
Uh-huh.
like an extra fresh chicken,
Okay.
and
That's
mom
good.
makes me the soup that day. Like it's wholesome and sweet. And
Uh-huh.
like I sincerely appreciate the process of it. I could feel the love through it. And
Mhm.
like during COVID, it hit me that like because of my age, like I'm like running out of these. Like I only get like one or two of these a year. I'm in my 30s. That
Uh-huh.
means my parents are older.
Right.
And none of my sister doesn't know how to make it. My brother won't make it for me. He doesn't even go into kitchens,
Right.
you
So
know?
you gotta learn how to make it?
I gotta learn how to make this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Like, that
So
really hit me, like, I was like, "Yo," and, like, I get emotional now every time I text her. Initially, it's like, "Yo, I'm sick, I need, like, my mom's soup," and then, like, "Oh my god, I'm not getting my mom's soup anymore." Like,
yeah,
I just have, like, a
yo,
whole meltdown.
look here, man. Look here, man. As someone with 2 dead parents, I have these moments a lot of just like, "Oh, shit." Just a couple of days ago, I was like, "God damn it, my parents aren't here." You know what I mean? Like, that
Yo.
was it. That was it. God damn it, my parents aren't here. What the
Yeah.
fuck am I supposed to do?
Yo.
That was just a general, like, sitting at my work desk having
Oh
that
my god.
realization. Holy shit, what am I supposed to do? And, there are a few things like, my when my mom died, I was like, "Damn, I did not ask how to make curry chicken."
Right.
Shit. And it's not that I even eat it a lot, but it is something that I would need to know. I feel like I need to know how to make. And I was just like, let's see, there's chicken, there's curry, there's a pot. Like that's the best I got. I'm like, "Hey,
Yo,
there's gotta be more,
I'm
right?"
telling you. And
And
like, and like you can find the recipe, but it won't be
it
that.
won't be the same, so now I just gotta figure it out, and also, like, dressing, like, like, stuffing or dressing to go with the turkey for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
Um, my mother knew how to make it a particular way, where my sister calls it the wet dressing, which just means it's moist. It's not dry because it definitely has a tendency to get dry. It can. Stuffing is dry, I guess, because they figure you're putting it in the bird. It's
Right.
gonna cook with the bird. Hopefully, it'll get a little dripping or something. But dressing's in its own pan. You gotta, there's a whole thing, and I don't know how to make it. Now, I need to know how to make that and actually, it's probably good that I don't, because 'cause I'd probably eat it every week, and that's not good for anyone. But I need to do it. I need to know how to make that for any small Thanksgivings that I plan on having, which I hope are all of them. I don't like big gatherings. I just want it to be me and my sister, and that's it. And she demands the wet dressing. Also, that bitch can't cook. So I so that's why it feels like it falls on me to figure, not that I can cook, but I am willing to try
Right, right.
and am a bit more successful at it than, my sister who's got, like, the 3 things she knows how to cook, and she's like, "And that's it." So, and not even that my mother knew how to cook that great, but she knew how to make her thing. So I'm just trying to figure out
Yeah.
how to make her things. So for years, my sister and I have been trying to like, reverse engineer how we get to the wet dressing, right? We're just like, all right, so we know there's turkey. There's turkey necks because I had to buy that for her once. And then whatever you need in dressing. What's that? Bread? What do you put in there? And then, like, I guess, like, what is celery? Is there celery? I don't know. Like, yo, I don't think we're gonna make it. I'm 50. I
Yo.
don't think we're gonna make it.
It's go yo.
That's
And
just
like
gone.
it's so because you're basing it on a memory. Like both of you have
Yeah.
like a different memory to it. You can't even
Mhm.
like give it to an expert to be like, yo, what do you think is in this?
Right.
Like it's trippy. Yeah, nah, it hits me like I made my daughter like taste it yesterday just to be like, yo, like just start ingraining this in your head because
Yeah.
I need more like reference points. Uh,
Yeah, help me out.
you know?
Help me figure out what this is.
But yeah, I became hyper aware that like those are limited. I figured like I get like a cold or something bad enough that I want one of these like twice a year.
Mhm.
I might have like under 40 of these left,
Right.
depending on like, how things go. So I was like, yo,
Mhm.
this is trippy. Like,
Also, I like you trying to figure out the numbers of how many bad colds you have left in your life
well, with my parents around.
with your parents. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a math I would not want to do, but I like that you are trying to guesstimate how
Yeah.
long
I'm
in
appreciative of them. Like, oh shit. You know? People complain about getting colds. Like, it's a moment for me. So I'm like, yo, like, these are things. And even like to cap it off, like my I it was Tuesday. I gotta throw out the trash.
Mhm.
And I'm like sick. I genuinely don't want to do it, but it's my building. I gotta throw out the trash.
Right.
So like I delayed as long as possible. Gabby gives me every medicine in the world. I have my
Uh-huh.
mom's asopado. Like I'm as charged up as I could get to do this thing.
Right.
So like I drag myself to the front of the building and my dad is finishing the last bag of my building
Oh,
trash,
man.
you know?
Yeah.
I
That
was like,
yeah, and that shit ain't gonna last forever either.
yeah, I'm like, "That dude older than mom." Like like, he ain't got that in him no more.
Right.
I've been fighting rats at one of his buildings for this very reason.
Yep.
Like it's wild to me that like those little things like they're there and they're dope and like it hit me like recently that like oh shit there's a timer on these like I don't got a lot of them left.
Yeah, it's ugh, that timer realization is kind of rough, for sure, and so, like, I guess you just have to what? Just try to figure it out. I mean, it's good that you're getting your daughter in on this caper,
Oh yeah,
and you probably can't ask your mom how to make it because she may be like, you'll never get it."
yeah,
Right? And
and
she may be reluctant to tell Gabby for whatever kind of, copyright issues.
yeah, no, I
Personal
get it.
personal copyright issues, right? So, but your daughter,
That's a good one. Yeah,
that's yeah, she can sneak in there on the granddaughter tip and get a lot
yeah,
of shit, right? So that's a thing. Oh,
yeah. No,
boy.
I gotta leverage Michaela. She gotta help me out here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And also make sure that your daughter understands that just because she's figuring that out doesn't mean that she has to make it for you. It's really she's going in as intel, but that doesn't mean she is now stuck to cooking it for you. She's just getting the information.
yeah. I just need another person to be like when we're trying to figure this out later. They're like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, I remember what was in it. Like I just need one
right.
other body that got me.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, like I'm gonna be lost and I'm not gonna be in the headspace to figure it out. And that'll be the day I need it too.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna
Yeah,
need
for
it that day,
sure. Yeah.
So
Have your daughter, like, tape your mom on the phone, you know what I mean? Like, say it's a TikTok or whatever the kids will say they'll be using at that point. It's a Be Real, I don't know. And then but it's still you see the process, you see, like, all of that stuff, you
yeah.
know? She can get in there with some youthful shit that your mom won't even see. Your mom doesn't listen to this podcast, does she?
Nah, not at all.
Okay,
She doesn't
good.
know what
Alright.
podcasts are.
Beautiful, great. So
Yeah.
that's the plan. So that's how we gonna get this that's how we gonna figure out this reel for you.
My father specifically says like when he's come into the show, so like he's walked in every now and then, so he's seen that like I do something at this time.
Right.
Um so like he doesn't understand what it is. And I've heard him while talking about it with my mom. He was like, oh yeah, Gastor is talking with his friend about new stuff again. Like that's just
That's
what
all
I
they're
do.
doing.
That's what I'm doing. I don't know why. He's like, he's like, I don't get it. He's like, we talk about the news here all the time. He's like, I don't know why that's so important to do, but anytime my dad has interrupted the show, I've had to cut it out because he has no concept that this is a show. Like he'll just start handing me shit.
That's
Like,
so funny.
yeah, he just like, I don't get what's happening. You're just talking with somebody. I see their face. Uh, but outside of that, I don't get why this is important. But yeah, here's your bills this week, and remember to throw this out. It'll just walk right out.
Yeah,
But
there is nothing that you are doing that is more important than whatever it is he's gotta do for you right then. It's cute, everything you're doing is cute, but none of it is important.
at
That's
all.
cute. Here's the stuff. Here's the
Yeah,
reason I'm here.
that's my man right there.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Let's get into the news, Sha.
Alright.
51 coolest neighborhoods in the world. That's right. Time Out New York polled 20,000 city dwellers across the world to explore some of the best communities based on fun, food, culture, and community. Um, we have a lot of rankings here. Let's see here. I'm checking this list out. Up top is Colonia Americana, which is a town in Guadalajara, Mexico. Took over the
Okay.
top spot. It may be a little explored by foreigners, but Guadalajara is known by many Mexicans as the country's cultural capital. You know,
Oh,
so make sure you stop by there. In the second spot, if you're in Lisbon, Portugal, make sure you stop by Cais do Sodré. That's right. Cais do Sodré has been a part of Lisbon's nightlife for many years now. 2022 was its peak though. It's popping now. So you make sure to pop over there. They reference deer breakfast as a great way to start their day there.
Okay.
And
Alright.
taking up the third spot is Wat Bo Village in Siem Reap, Cambodia.
Huh,
Yeah.
okay.
First US
Uh
city, by the way, to make it is number 4 on the list overall, which is Ridgewood, Queens, in right at the border of Brooklyn and Queens. They say that Ridgewood sits by the border of Brooklyn and Queens, pulling the best from both boroughs. Queens hip offerings, the cool local vibes of Queens and the hip offerings of Brooklyn, specifically Bushwick. Vibes.
Okay, well, as somebody who lives literally within spitting distance of Ridgewood,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Huh? Where?"
Really?
Oh, I mean, I guess, but I don't know. It don't I mean, I'm not saying it's not cool, I'm sure it is cool. I'm just maybe not in the streets. But anytime I'm riding a car through there, I get confused at which direction we're going. So, I don't maybe that's what helps. Maybe that's what helps. I don't
It's
know.
part of its charm. It's just being
Perhaps, yeah. I think it's very, I think there was a big German population.
okay.
I feel like that a large part of it is, there's a lot of, like I don't know if German people still live over there. I'm sure there are still some.
Right.
But someone was telling me about stuff that they get there and places to eat, and I was just like, "Oh, it sounds very German." I guess that's where that's the German part of Brooklyn. So,
Okay.
I mean, um so keep that in mind if that's cool to you.
There you
Um,
go.
but I'm looking at other stuff, it's just like, bars, which to me are like, "Alright." I
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
know, like,
that's what the
great,
cool
that's what
people are doing. It's not us, Sha. We
yeah,
ain't really bar
so
hopping.
no, I've never been a bar hopper
I
because
I
I
I
don't
do
drink.
enjoy bars near there now that I'm thinking about it.
Mhm.
I think it's Father Knows Best is probably more Bushwick than Ridgewood
Yeah, it
that I
is.
enjoy there.
Yeah, 'cause that's probably I mean, I don't go to a lot of bars too much, but I've been to plenty because of comedy,
Right.
and then I try to decide, you know what, if I were a young person who felt like hanging and watching people and doing whatever it is young people do, would I like to do it here or no?
Yeah.
And Father Knows Best is a place where I like doing that, at my big age right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and also because it's within stumbling distance. Um
I I took my family there to eat once and like my kids were excited because they had never been inside a bar. And like,
Uh-huh.
they have like the association of TV bars, like they're like dangerous places where people go to drink. So they were
Yes, right,
like
yeah.
they
There's
were
no
like
pool table or anything like that.
I'm like, no one's gonna try to hustle you. You're gonna be fine. And
Right.
like, they're like, are you sure? Like, can we get inside? So I was like, you know what? Like, I might be a little brazen. Let me double check. I'll go inside to ask if my 12 and 13-year-old could come inside. And as I go in, there are 3 babies.
I'm
Just
telling you
like
look, I ran a show there for, like, 3 years on a Tuesday night at 9, and there were toddlers,
yo, rampant. Like, not even like in a
and I'm
stroller.
like
Like they were just running.
at, like, PM. I'm like,
Yo,
"What are y'all" Yeah, I'm like, "Do you work here? Why are you here?"
I was impressed. One of them, like, clearly had been there many times because, like, he
Right.
knew to like dodge people. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, this is awesome."
Yeah, they know how to work the crowd, those toddlers at Father's Knows Best. They are, one of my favorite parts of that place. But yeah, no, they definitely they're definitely there. But I also think that if you have made the decision to raise your child in New York City,
Yep.
in true New York City, bring their ass into a bar. What's the bar gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, you can't like, you
Sit.
made that decision. You knew what the city was before you brought this child into it. Everybody involved knew.
Yo,
So, yeah, that's just what happens.
listen, there's no yard, okay? There's no park. Where you want me to
There's
take
no
this kid,
yard, there's no park.
okay?
Exactly.
I want
In
the drink.
fact,
You wanna sell me the drink. There's no park I can leave him at.
I think Father's does like a children's yoga thing,
Okay.
like, and you know what I mean? It's like Saturday or Sunday mornings or something like that. Maybe you could
Yeah.
bring your kids to do yoga, which is really them just probably running all over the yoga mats. Or I don't know, judging by these nighttime kids, they're probably making coffee. I don't know what they're doing.
Father's is the place where, like, I most often, look at other people's stuff and, like, be like, "Oh, what's that?" And, like, legit just change my order because they none of their, like, menu items are, like, the thing like, they're not like Hennessy straight. They got, like, drinks with, like, weird titles that I've
Oh,
never heard of
right.
anywhere else, and their food
Mhm.
plates are pretty weird. They're good, but I don't know
Mhm.
I've never had them anywhere else. So, like, I'll see someone order something and, like, it'll show up, and I'm like, "What's that?" Alright, I'm getting that thing, and, I've enhanced my palate. This was an unintentional plug, but Fathers Knows Best,
Yeah, yeah,
random local bar
they
in
don't
Brooklyn.
know we're doing this. I will
Real
tell
talk.
if I run into the owner on the street, I'll tell him, "Hey, we really talked you up." But yeah, definitely. If you're in Bushwick and for some reason
Yo.
you got off at the Wilson L stop because you fell asleep and you went too far, you've got Ridgewood on your right and you've got Bushwick on your left when you get out of there. Just walk down a couple of blocks, go on down to Father Knows Best,
Check it
get
out.
yourself a drink and a toddler. If you want Vietnamese food, that same dude owns a Vietnamese spot that's literally on my street corner.
Oh, that's what's
And
up.
yeah, go on and go in there, get you a sandwich or some pho or something. I don't know, knock yourself out. But don't find my apartment. Most importantly, don't look for me. You'll never find me. I'm wearing weird colored hoodies. I'm always carrying laundry. If you see me on the street without laundry, something's wrong. Because that's the only time. It's the only time you'll see me.
So, yeah, shots to Ridgewood. We,
Yeah, for making the top, what, 3, 4? What were
yeah,
they? Number
top
3?
4. Yeah, it was 4th
Top
place.
4. Oh, yeah.
And I think, we had one other city in the top 30 in the US, Coconut Grove in, Miami. They were
Oh,
29th.
really? Coconut Grove?
Yep.
Miami? You know what? I've never been to Miami. I should not throw shade on Miami. I'm sure it's
Yeah,
lovely.
I'm not even hating on any of these. Yeah.
I just all I know about Miami was, like, the heyday of the first time around for Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. So
Okay.
everybody is bronze and uh, or covered in bronzer, and, they have big, amber colored, um, aviator sunglasses, and they all have a lot of money and tiny bathing suits. And I don't know if that's still the case in Miami. That might not be the case, but that's just all of those things, though they may be cool, also are intimidating to me. So I'm
Hey.
like, "I'll stay away. I'll stay away." You got this, Miami. I desperately wanna go and see their architecture, but I don't have a small enough bikini. So, I guess
Yeah,
I'll never know.
I was over there in Tim's, so I hear you,
Of course you were.
straight up.
Oh my goodness. Please keep an eye out for Gastor's travelogue show, which is me and my Tims.
Yo, real talk, I like that brand. Imma start that. I'm going to Boise next
Yeah,
month. Imma do that.
yeah, coming soon on Tubi.
In other news, a woman who stole her own money in a bank raid with a fake gun let off with a fine. That's right. Sally Haziz stormed the branch in Beirut to demand her own savings in order to pay for her sister's cancer treatment. The 28-year-old quickly became a folk hero during the 3 weeks on the run after footage of the September 14th incident circulated online. She managed to retrieve nearly $12,000 from her account by threatening employees with a pistol, which turned out to be a replica. It inspired several copycat heists and tapped into popular anger at the country's economic decline, which has seen 95% knocked off the value of the currency. Damn. Strict
Godly.
Geez, yo, strict capital controls imposed by the country's struggling banks since 2019 mean people are not allowed to withdraw foreign currencies. It means that people can only access their funds if they convert it to the Lebanese pound, but its weakened means that incurs huge financial losses, effectively trapping cash in bank accounts.
Wow, that feels illegal. But I mean, I guess it's not because it's just based on what your money is worth.
Yeah.
And and again, that all seems wild when you consider none of this is real. But
Real talk.
I hate to say it, but I say it every week. None of this is real. So that is insane that they're just like, "Yeah, we know you have money in here, but in order to get it, you have to convert it into this," which is literally not worth the paper it's printed on.
Yo, it
S
it lost
Yeah,
half. It literally went half down in value.
yeah.
And they like, oh, I don't blame this lady. She got let off with a 6 month travel ban and a 600 pound fine. I love that the fine wasn't even in
R
their money. They're like, yo, listen, we can't.
Yeah, right, why can't she pay that in the Lebanese dollar?
Yo, they show the fine in Lebanese is 1 million Lebanese pounds.
Oh,
Um,
really? Is
so
that it?
yeah, that is
Okay.
wild that is the transfer rate right there, just to kind of demonstrate how much
Oh,
it's dropped.
wow. Okay, so she was ordered to pay the fine of 1,000,000 Lebanese pounds, which is only like 600 pounds
Yeah,
anywhere else. Wow, that's insane.
that is trippy.
That's
Props to you.
also
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also hate that she had to do this for
Her
to
sister.
pay for yeah, for an illness, for stuff like that. Ugh,
Low
man,
key
just
though, if
yeah.
the sister makes it, you know this is gonna be a movie, right?
Oh, absolutely.
This is a script. She got the whole story.
Yeah, this is definitely, a movie, but, I mean, they're think of the changes they're gonna make to it. If this makes its way to Hollywood, the changes are gonna be ridiculous, but I it is a movie.
Yeah.
It
You
is
know,
a movie.
I'm rooting for you when you join SAG. You know what I mean? Keep it popping. Shouts to Sally. If you need anybody to be casting in it, let me know. I'll play the bank teller, whoever you want.
Okay,
Let's
you
do it.
the bank teller that's
Yeah.
scared of a fake gun?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm scared. You know what I mean? I could do that. Uh, I got range, shot.
I believe you, I believe you.
I've been doing audition tapes all week. They are atrocious. Yeah. Uh,
While you're sick, you've been doing
I
tapes?
had no choice. I'm like, like they sending me audition tapes and they're like, yo, we want you to play like, Brooklyn street dude. And I'm like, I got the sniffles this week, my G. Like it ain't it ain't gonna translate the same.
Not, "I've got the sniffles, my G."
Yo, I'm trying.
How that's a Brooklyn street dude, just like, just being a sensitive Brooklyn street dude. "I got the sniffles, my G." Hey, man.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Oh my gosh.
In other news, vegetarians twice as depressed as meat eaters. Yo, strike one for the home team, baby. Hell yeah. Vegan and vegetarians who eat a colorful rainbow of fruits and vegetables might be more prone to dark feelings. I like how you did that there. A new study found that people who exclude meat from their diets had twice as many depressive episodes as omnivores. To investigate the relationship between a meatless diet and depression amongst adults, a team of Brazil based researchers gathered data from more than 14,000 people between the age of 35 and 74 over a 6 month period. Depressive episodes are more prevalent in individuals who do not eat meat.
Hmm.
Researchers do not yet know what's causing the surprising relationship, but said that they have ruled out some of the obvious suspects, such as nutritional deficiencies, socioeconomic conditions, and lifestyle factors like drinking, smoking, and deferring levels of physical activity. So more longitudinal data will be needed to clarify the relationship. And
Huh.
this isn't the first study to make this correlation, by the way. Australian research published in 2007 found that vegetarians had poorer mental health, with 21 to 22% reporting depression compared to 15% of meat eaters. And a 2012 German study found that mental disorders tended to follow the onset of a vegetarian diet. Uh,
Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. I am happier than someone who's a vegetarian right now?
Apparently, the odds say so. You know,
What's going on with them?
you know.
Check in on your vegan friends, everybody.
Real talk.